Good morning, YouTube. Today I would like to do a 10-minute challenge to model a cube with a bunch of holes or spheres indented into the surface. I'm going to use a couple of features to do this. I'm going to create a pair of design bodies. I'm going to take the sphere and put it on a grid. And finally, I am going to use those spheres to emboss into the surface of the cube. Hopefully I'll be able to finish this within 10 minutes. We're going to start by creating a 100 by 100 millimeter cube. Now we're going to add in a new design body. So add body, I'm going to give it just a random name here, and I'm going to add in a sphere. I'm going to put the sphere at the origin of the same, so it matches up to the surface of the cube. Make it 10 millimeters. All right, I'm going to switch to the front view here. And now what I need to do is select the body. So select design body 2, and it should turn green. At this point, what I'm looking for is the pattern feature enabled? So I had to go back and select it. It's still green. And now it's asking me for a face to put the object on. And I'm going to choose the face. It automatically defaults to a corner. I press C here to switch it so that it's centered. And now I'm doing a count. So 3 by 3, I'm going to make it 60 by 60 to spread things out on this surface. And bam, I am done. All right. The next step, and this is kind of important, we're going to use the Control key while selecting a design body to make a copy of it. All right, so we're going to use Control, hold it down just as we activate this object. We're going to drag the design body across and make a copy of it. This is something I've been using Solid Edge for a really long time. I never actually knew. Now I'm going to switch to the top view, and I'm going to I want to get rid of the cube, and rotate these spheres in design body 2. But the problem is that when I try and do the rotation, it's just not going to play nice. So I need to create a center so I can rotate around things around. So I'm going to take this square and I'm going to create a next pattern across it just to try and get a center point. If I just have one line, it doesn't really work well. So we're going to add a body, and I'm going to try and rotate it. So select design body 2. It says yay. I'm going to grab the steering wheel here and drag it to the center. But unfortunately, although it wants to snap on the line, it just doesn't want to snap to the center. And I really, really wanted to rotate around the center of this cube. So I'm going to give up on this. I'm going to go back, draw another line. Make sure I'm snapped to the top surface here. So there we go, draw another line. And now I have the center point, that little blue dot that's popping up. All right, go back to selecting the design body. Gonna make sure that I'm still in the add body command. Turns out it's grayed out, so it hasn't yet closed out that command. Bring the steering wheel to the top center of the cube. And now I have to hold down the Shift key. Watch out for this, the Shift key, while I select the inside of the steering wheel. That will change its orientation, and now I can use the edge of the steering wheel to rotate the body. Notice I'm going to hold Control here in order to create a new copy. Type in 90 degrees, and there I'm done. All right, so now I have front, back, left, right, but I still need the top and the bottom. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to probably hide the design bodies here, and I'm going to put in another X. Or as it turns out, I'm just going to rotate the object, put in another X. Oh, I did hide the design bodies, right? And I want to get that center. It's kind of hard to select it off on this surface, so I'm just going to move it around a little, get it out from under my toolbar, and there we go. All right. So add body. Oh, okay, we're in the command. Great. Get rid of design body 2, or sorry, select design body 2, my bad. And I'm going to bring it into the center of this face. Shift select on the center of the steering wheel to change its orientation. And rotate it by 90 degrees. So I'm just typing in 90 here. All right. So turning on and off all the design bodies. Here's my cube. Here's my original set of spheres, my next group of spheres, and my final group of spheres. It looks kind of weird, but they're on all surfaces of this cube. Going back to the home view, it's really hard to see how these things are working, but we're ready for the next step. We've got our 4 design bodies. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the cube, set of balls number 1, set of balls number 2, and set of balls number 3. That sounded really wrong. We're going to go thin wall, emboss. Select the first body that we're going to emboss into, and then select all the tool bodies. So I'm selecting 1 set of spheres, 2 set of spheres, 3 set of spheres, and now they're all going to be cut away from my original cube. The catch is that in Solid Edge, because I'm actually dealing with 2 sets of spheres, the original design body looks like it has those pieces removed, but when all the objects are turned on, we can't see any change. The trick, and before I go to 3D printed, is I actually need to delete design body 2, 3, and 4 so they won't be stored in the file anymore. Because if I do, they're going to cause problems in 3D printing. So delete design body 2, delete design body 3. They've done their job. They're being a surface. And the error message that just came up, it is completely normal because we were selected to a design body and then we deleted it. All right, so Solid Edge took a really long time to render out to this view, probably because the geometry is fairly complicated. And now I'm going to bring it into a 3D slicing package. So here's my Prusa slicer. And you get to see what this object looks like as it would be made with a 3D printer. So drag and drop it in. It's fairly large and complicated. Slice it up. It's going to take a few moments. And there we have it. Just looking through the different layers and topologies, the pink lines in the center are the interior faces, and the outside is the orange. The different colors correspond to different layers in the geometry.